Today I want to talk about how to invest in real estate with no money, or at the very least, very little money. My name is Rod Khleif, and I'm host of the #1 real estate podcast on iTunes, Lifetime Cash Flow Through Real Estate Investing. I hope you check it out. I'm also the author of the book, How to Create Lifetime Cash Flow Through Multifamily Properties. Now, those of you that listen to my podcast or have read my book know that my focus is multifamily properties. Now, that said, I've owned over 2,000 houses, that I rented out and held long-term, as well as multiple apartment communities. Now, this is so far in my career. I'm still buying. Now, I believe in buying properties to hold long-term, and the best properties to do that with are multifamily properties. Now, even though I suggest focusing on multifamily, I'm going to tell you how I bought 500 houses in Denver with none of my own money. Now, there's a formula for that. Now, how I accomplished that is a lot different from how you buy multifamily with little or no money, but I'm also going to share that with you. So let's start with single family. The bottom line key to buying any type of property with none of your own money is putting together a system to find great deals. Now, I've always said, and many other real estate thought leaders that I know agree with me, that if you find the deal, you're going to find the money. Now, I realize that's a very simplistic statement, so let me dig into it a little bit. The key to buying properties with little or none of your own money is your ability to find great deals and then be competent and confident enough so that you can influence people to invest with you. So let's talk about each one of these pieces. So how do you find great deals? Now, you're not going to find great deals listed on the market. Now, you have to set up a machine that gets off-market deals coming across your desk. And there are a number of ways that you can do that, and some of which don't cost any money. For example, driving around and looking for rundown properties. And you may be thinking, well, that's not going to work. Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to give you a big example of how well that works in just a minute. Now, I personally bought hundreds of houses going and knocking on doors of people that are in foreclosure. I would just go up to the door and say, hey, I saw you're having some trouble with XYZ mortgage company, and I help people in those situations. Do you want to chat about it? And I bought 500 houses that way. Now, if you've listened to my podcast or read my book, you'll have heard me say that if you're willing to do what other people aren't willing to do, you're going to be a success. And I'm going to give you more examples of that in a minute. Another way that costs very little bit of money is setting up a mailing campaign, targeting specific areas that you're interested in and specific properties in those areas. You want to target owners that have owned their properties for at least 10 years. You don't want to mail everybody. You want to focus on people that have owned properties for at least 10 years or out-of-state owners. You want to shoot with a rifle instead of a shotgun, for lack of a better analogy. That way it doesn't cost you very much. Mailing a handful of letters instead of thousands, and I'm going to give you a great example of that in a minute. The next component for buying real estate with none or very little of your own money is your ability to influence people, to either loan you money or partner with you on your deals and be the money side of the deal. Like I said, I bought 500 houses in Denver, having partners put up all the money and splitting the deal with me. I found the deals, I did all the work, I managed them, and they put up the money. Many of them also learned from me, looking over my shoulder as we were doing that. But to be able to do that, you have to study real estate, number one. Enough that you're competent, which will equate to your being confident, which will then translate into your ability to influence people to partner with you. So it all starts with the knowledge. Now, there are a lot of resources to learn this business, lots of courses and books and coaching. I've got courses in coaching, but regardless of who you use, you need to learn the business. And then when you're able to speak congruently and knowledgeably about deals that you found, you'll be able to influence people to invest in them. So that's how to do single-family homes with little or none of your own money. Now let's talk about how to invest in multifamily with little or none of your own money. The beautiful thing about buying commercial multifamily properties, now commercial multifamily is 5 units and up. The beautiful thing about that is when you go to a bank and you try to borrow money to buy one of those properties, the bank will underwrite your entire team. They don't care about who brings the money to the closing. They don't care about whose credit and net worth they look at to qualify for the loan. You just have to meet minimum requirements as a team. So you can supplement any deficiencies that you have, either in credit or in income or in cash, and find investors to contribute the equity or the down payment on a commercial multifamily property. That's actually normal and not unusual. So the key with multifamily is your team. Now, there are also similarities in that you still have to find the great deals. Now, one great way to find multifamily deals like single family is just driving around, driving for dollars. I just interviewed a couple of guys on my podcast recently, Sterling White and Jacob Blackett, that bought a 46-unit apartment building that they found driving around. One of them sitting in the passenger seat and the other one driving, with one guy with a notebook writing down the addresses. They get back to their office, they look them up in the assessor's office, and they contact them. That's simple. It doesn't cost any money. The other example I was going to tell you about is Juan and Natalie in Houston. They hand wrote 300 letters to a honed-in mailing list, and they bought a 36-unit apartment complex that's going to equate to about $10,000 a month in net cash flow here by the end of the year. Again, doing what other people aren't willing to do, okay? So don't minimize how effective these simple techniques are. Those same two gentlemen that I just mentioned, Sterling and Jacob, they also put a 50-unit complex under contract that they found by calling for rent ads on Craigslist and asking whoever answered if they wanted to sell. Hey, you know, I saw your for rent ad. Have you ever thought about selling? It's that simple. All they can do is say no. Both of those are ways to find deals you could do at no cost. But again, you're doing things that other people are not willing to do. Now, just like single family, you need to be knowledgeable. You have to learn this business. You need to read books or take courses, immerse yourself in this business. You have to look at and evaluate deals. You have to meet people in the business like brokers and lenders and potential partners, and you have to study this business. But you can do this if you're willing to put in the work and the time. I know because I did. Now, my 200-page book, How to Create Lifetime Cash Flow Through Multifamily Properties, it's still free. It's like a textbook for investing in multifamily properties, soup to nuts, no fluff. Everything from picking markets to writing offers to finding the financing to doing the due diligence on the properties to even managing those properties, all in that book. Now, I'm going to be putting it on Amazon soon enough, but if you'd like a free copy, just click on my link below or go to my website, rodkhleif.com, and get a free copy. I'm Rod Khleif, wishing you incredible passion and massive success in your business and in your life.